What's good, y'all? So we haven't done an Isaiah Falls melody in a while. So before the end of the year, I wanted to do one. And yeah, let's play the intro. Isaiah Falls has been one of my most played artists this year. But out of all his records, one song kept pulling me back. Trick Daddy. There's something about the emotion, the melody choice, the space in the production. It feels effortless, but it's really intentional. That record isn't just a song, it's a vibe. So in this video, I'm breaking down how I approached creating melodies inspired by that sound, that West Coast R&B sound. Let's jump into it. So first things first, what I did was I started with the piano, and this is more so a West Coast type melody. And this is how the chord progression sounds. As I can hear, it's very simple. That's how the piano sounds without any effects. And this is how it sounds with effects. Stop playing with me now. But that's how the piano sounds without effects. Let me turn this on. And that's how the piano sounds without effects. And it's the chord progression is 2 chords. Very simple. Very simple. With West Coast type melodies, they are very simple. All you got to do is make them bouncy. And the first thing I have on the piano is a J37 tape stereo and a delay eternal. I set it to ping pong mode, and I turned the signature to 1/4 beat. Next is another piano, but this time it's a counter melody. Sounds like this. Right, very simple. Just some texture to it, and this is how it sounds with the effects on there. And the reverb I have on here is a 80s area background vocals from Ocean Way Studios. And I also had a reverb on this one, so I turned it off because it was using so much CPU. But the reverb I had on the last piano was Bold Piano from Ocean Way Studios, default preset. But for this one right here, the next, ooh, it crashed. Okay, so the computer ended up crashing like 2 more times, but here we go. So the next instrument that we have is a string, and this is how it sounds with no effects. And this is how it sounds with effects. And the only effect I have on here is a digital reverb from UAD called the Lexicon 224. And the preset I'm using is a chambermaid. Next is a pad. And that string can be found in the 90s R&B Essentials bank. Next is this pad. That's how it sounds with no effects, and this is how it sounds with effects. And the effects I have on here is a Fruity Flangus and a Valhalla Vintage Verb. Now this pad can be found in the 90s R&B's Essential Bank. And next is a lead. This is how it sounds with no effects. And this is how it sounds with effects. And the effects I have on here is a Valhalla vintage verb and a pancake. The reason why things are not all the way out here, right? Because when you have it all the way out here, the sound leaves the middle entirely and it pans to the left or to the right, depending on which one is automated. And I don't like leaving the middle empty because personally, to me, that's my personal preference. That don't sound that good to me. I like it leaving in the middle unless you're trying to create space by separating the tracks, right? So I leave them in the middle because my intention was not to create space, but to just have some sort of movement between back and forth between your ears. Now, how I do that is by clicking here and then going to left to right shy. Now the next extra instrument that we have is a bass, right? And for this bass right here, bro, it took me 3 weeks to find this bass. And this bass, I went through 27 different VSTs. And I also went through a lot of different bass presets, different bass banks, right? So finding this bass was very important because I had listened to the song countless times, and I was trying to find a bass like it, but I couldn't. I asked people for help; they couldn't find it. Some people told me it was a resold bass, but it was not a resold bass. It's in fact a Moog bass, right? And this bass can be found in the UAD Moog Mini Moog synth, and it sounds very fire. This is how it sounds with no effects. And this is how it sounds with my effect on it. It sounds too thin with just the bass by itself, so I added a fat clean, and I also layered it with another bass. And this is how the bass sounds together. The other bass sounds. Oh. I layered it with the one shot that I have in my kit. It's just a regular Fender. And what I did to layer it was I EQ'd out the high so that it didn't clash, right? I just wanted to lower it for this one because the other one was too thin. And there's a fruity chorus as well as the same preset, the fat clean, just to make it sound the same tone. Because when you use the fat clean preset, it changed the tone a tiny bit, and I didn't want it to sound different. Now together, both basses sound like this. Oh, I'm in the wrong project file. Give me 1 second. This is the old one. So now that we have the right project file, I separated these two basses into two different B sections. And next is this B, next is this bell. Without effects, it sounds like this. With effects, it sounds like this. Now the effects that I have on this is a fruity delay 2, a fruity chorus, just turn down the mix, a Valhalla vintage verb, turn down the mix, a fruity compressor, and a parametric EQ to EQ out the lows. Next is this right here from Arcade. Without effects, it sounds like this. I got the sound from Arcade, and the preset is Vanilla Foam from Brainwaves. And with the effects I added, I turned it from sounding like that into this. Now the effects that I used are Valhalla Room, the Flying Ottawa, and a shaper box depending from left to right. Now next are some patterns that I found on Splice, and just to complete the whole melody. And the first thing first is this guitar I found in Splice. It sounds like this. And what I have on here is a Valhalla vintage verb and a Fruity Love filter. Now with this Fruity Love filter in particular, all I did was I went to filter and I went to low pass 2. And that's a preset that I'm using. Next is this PERC loop that I found in one of the cymatic kits. And it sounds like this. Now the reason why I'm using a PERC loop for this is to help the beat makers picture some type of bounce in their head by adding some type of groove to the melody. When you add some type of bounce to the melody entirely, it makes it a lot easier for the drum makers to do or think about something. Think about a bounce. Next is this lead from Splice. Now this is how it sounds without effects. And this is how it sounds with effects. And the effects that I have on here are a Fruity Delay 2, a Fruity Chorus, lower the mix, default preset, a Valhalla Vintage Verb, a Fruity Compressor, and a Parametric EQ 2. Next is another lead, and this lead, it carries a melody, and it sounds like this. And I got it from Slices. I saw without effects though. And this is how it sounds with effects. And the effects I have on here is a Valhalla Vintage Verb, a Fruity Flangus, a Pancake, and a UAD Galaxy Tape Echo. Now for this part right here, I chopped it up so it could have some sort of groove. And it sounds better to me, chopped up, and it sounds like this. And when y'all hear the full melody, y'all be able to hear what division I have. And next are these saxophones. Next are these saxophones I got from Splice, and they sound like this. Next are these saxophones I got from Splice. And the first one, which is this one, is panned to the left, and it has a Valhalla Vintage Verb, a UAD Galaxy Tape Echo, and a Chorus June 6 that I ended up turning off on it. But it did sound good on it. I just turned it off because I wanted this one to be the primary focus. And this one, I hope it don't crash my PC. It has a UAD Ocean Way Studios, and I'm using the Beefy Chamber preset, and this is a reverb plugin, y'all, and it's the main cause of my problems. And I have a delay eternal. Now with this one, I have it on ping pong effect, and let me show you how that sounds. Now this one with the ping pong effect sounds like this. Yeah, it's crazy delay. All right, and it sounds fire. Now the last thing that I have is this right here. This is the waves to add some texture. Nothing crazy at all, and I just have the volume lowered. Now I thank you guys for watching. This was a very trial and error process. When it comes to making these type of melodies, all I say is take your time, let yourself have time to think up with any ideas, because these melodies can get simple, right? Sorry. And when it gets simple, you tend to lose the bounce, right? So take your time with these melodies, although they might be easy to some degree. With the chords, the progression, you gotta give yourself some room to come up with the bounce. Give yourself enough space to come up with the bounce, whether that's using the bass or a different instrument. Now, thank you guys for watching. I love and I appreciate y'all. I'll see you guys Wednesday, and deuces.